video for part 1. We're going to be graphing lines here. All right, there's 3 questions on this part. This is also where you're going to use Desmos to help you. So you need to know, is y equals negative x minus 7 slanted, vertical, or horizontal? Now, if you're not sure, just from looking at the equation, let's use Desmos. Now, so you're going to type this in, negative x, y equals negative x minus 7. If I look at that picture, I can tell that that is a slanted line. So I circle slanted. The other way I told you to do this was to look, there are 2 letters, a y and an x, because there's 2 letters, it's a slanted line. The slope of this line is the number, the coefficient in front of the x. There's a little negative 1 squeezed right in front of that x there, so our slope is negative 1. And the y-intercept is the number by itself, negative 7. Now you need to know where the y-axis is in order to graph this correctly. There's our y-axis, so that's where the y-intercept goes, down at negative 7. If you're not sure, you should have already graphed this on Desmos. You can click on the y-intercept and see it's down below at negative 7. You can even click there and say, oh, I should have an x-intercept of negative 7. So hopefully I go through that point in a minute when I graph. My slope is negative here. So when you graph, your line should be going down like that as well. So if I start at negative 7, my slope of negative 1 means I go down 1, over 1. So down 1, right 1. And I want you to plot as many points as you can fit. And look, my x-intercept here is at negative 7. So if you need to pause the video to catch up to the graphing, pause the video now and finish graphing that line. All right, hopefully you finished part A. Part B, x equals negative 2. There's only 1 letter here, so it's not slanted. It's either vertical or horizontal. If you're not sure, go back to Desmos and graph. X equals negative 2. Here's our graph. When I look at that, that has an x-intercept of negative 2, and it's a vertical line. So you can circle vertical. You have to know the difference between vertical and horizontal, but that just gave you the picture of what you have to graph here. Use that to your advantage. Use your tools. Okay? Now you should know from back in number 2, the slope of a vertical line we said was undefined. Slope dude fell off of his cliff here, so this is undefined. When I look at the graph again, there's no y-intercept. It never crosses the y-axis, so here you'd write none. And then you can graph the line just like on Desmos. You put a point at negative 2 on the x-axis and draw your vertical line. If you need to pause the video to catch up, go ahead and do that. Lastly, y equals 4/3 x. There are 2 letters, so this is going to be a slanted line. If you are not sure, you're going to go to Desmos and type in y equals 4/3 x. That is a slanted line right there. Now, when I look at this, it says what's the slope? Remember, the slope is the coefficient on x, the number in front. That number is 4/3. Now, the y-intercept is the number by itself. Are you adding anything after the x? The answer is no. When there's nothing there, it's implied to be 0. Now, if you don't see that, or that's hard for you, look at the picture on Desmos. Click on the y-intercept, and it says the y-intercept is at 0. This is a positive slope, so we're going to graph our y-intercept here at 0. So we're going to look at our y-intercept. Here's 0, 0. That's the origin. And our slope is up, so it needs to look like this picture. It needs to go up from left to right. Our top number is 4, so I'm going to go up 4, right 3, always to the right. Up 4, right 3. Now I want you to take a minute to fill in as many points as you can on your grid. And then you're just going to connect them. Alright, this is it for part 1. After you finish graphing those, I want you to go back to your review and do part 1, numbers 15 through 20. After you complete 15 through 20 and have it checked by your teacher, you will be ready to retake part 1 of your test.